All right, I'm just gonna see if I could do just the 5 minute intro and just the video, then the 5 minute outro. God, it has not been a good day for me. It's just been a day where the universe. I mean, who am I kidding? The universe is almost against everybody now. But yeah, I got a video here. Top 10 worst things to happen to Black Widow, but I'm just gonna stay on the settings because for now, like for the first few minutes until I get what I want to say out of the way, at least for like 5 minutes or so. But yeah, there have been worse things to happen to Black Widow. Well, okay, so I'm just gonna say something unrelated. Black Widow at her best always depends on the director who's handling the character. So, say Jon Favreau or the Russo brothers, or Kate Shortland. Not Joss Whedon though. Joss Whedon can suck a big fat one. I think that's how you say it. It's a better way of saying it, but big fat one means I'm not gonna make this. I'm not gonna make it. Got my hand wants to do it. My tongue wants to. Not making the hand gesture. But yeah, going back to the first two Avengers films, there have been times where Black Widow was written really not so good, and in those first playing like the way Joss Whedon did her, just long story short, was not good. I didn't like how Joss Whedon handled such a great character, especially in Age of Ultron. It was very prevalent because Scarlett Johansson was actually pregnant during the filming, and the way Joss Whedon handled that, look, I get it, but don't just treat her as like a backseat character. Natasha Romanoff is a great character, and that's how they treat her. You know, no, not they, Joss Whedon, and it shows you how much Joss Whedon is a hypocrite because guy says he loves to support strong women, but he still likes to over sexualize them a lot. And I've been trying to complain about it. I did it when I tried it the first time, but then I had to leave, and I'm just so angry that I can't even, say what happened. I deleted the original video because I had to leave. I'm just not good today. I'm just not feeling well today. Thankfully, I've been managing to mask that from my mom, who never really sees these videos. I mean, no one's really gonna see this. But yeah, um, Black Widow came out. I enjoyed it. And I know what WatchMojo's video is about. It's the worst thing that's happened to her character. And from what I understand, it's not just the comics. It's not just the MCU. It's also the comics and the cartoons. I wanted to see the MCU, but don't worry. Let's just get through this video. No pausing, no interruptions. I've just lost all ability to just pause and talk about stuff. Unless they want me to.
When I first joined S.H.I.E.L.D., I thought I was going straight. But I guess I just traded in the KGB for Hydra.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst things to happen to Black Widow.
I guess we both know.
Yeah, this came out before. This video was released on July 7th. So yeah, 2 days before the movie came out. It's now been 2 days after the movie's come out.
Gotta be.
I guess we do.
I'm sorry. We had our orders and we played our roles.
It wasn't real.
Destroy Natasha Romanoff, the old Black Widow.
For this list, we're looking at the most harrowing events that this Avenger had to go through. We'll be looking at moments from the comics and the movies. Watch out for spoilers ahead. What do you think is the craziest thing Black Widow survived? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Running from a rampaging Hulk, The Avengers. When Natasha met Bruce Banner, it was clear she was scared of what would happen.
Okay, this is what I was trying to say. Just Joss Whedon's style does not age well. If it were me, if it was like Tony Scott, it would be better when she flashes. Like, look at the setup here.
Hulk came out.
That's bad editing. From what I would have, and I think this is because this was a 3D fad phase that was going through the early 2000s. They wanted to release the movie in 3D, and the slow rack focus. What I would have done is I would have had the lens switching is like, and then just doing that in a tracking shot and doing it all in one take, kind of like Zemeckis would do. Actually, I think this movie could have been better if it was directed by Robert Zemeckis. Although, Yeah, I have to give up my hopes of Robert Zemeckis ever doing a superhero movie ever.
I'm sorry. That was mean. I just wanted to see what you do.
Unfortunately, she's forced to face her fears later on. Loki's evil plot eventually leads to Black Widow being trapped with Bruce as he starts hulking out.
We're gonna be okay. Right? I swear on my life, I will get you out of this. You will walk away and never ever.
Your life!
After her attempts to
I
calm
might
him
have to do some editing on this.
down fail, she's forced to fight for her life alone against the angry green guy. Since Natasha has no way to harm the Hulk, all she can do is run and try to survive his hits until backup arrives. Judging by the stunned look on her face after the incident, Hulk's rampage truly shook her to the core.
So, this all seems horrible.
I've seen worse.
Sorry.
Number 9. Getting kidnapped by Ultron. Avengers Age of Ultron. During
Yeah.
Avengers Age of
I'm not
Ultron,
even gonna bother
Natasha
talking
puts her
about
life
some
on the
of this.
line to prevent Ultron from getting a powerful new body.
Hey, package is airborne. I have a clean shot.
Negative. I am still in the truck.
The hell you
Just be ready. I'm sending the package to you.
But her brave actions get her kidnapped and knocked unconscious by one of the villain's drones. When Natasha wakes up, she finds herself trapped in an underground facility with no way out. Ultron makes matters worse by giving an intimidating speech while she can't fight back.
The world would have looked to the sky and seen hope,
I'm
seen
thinking of something
mercy.
else.
Instead, to look up in horror.
Yeah, also the way they use zooms on Age of Ultron is pretty weird. I miss Tony Scott sometimes. I miss the filmmaking style of Tony Scott because the way he used zooms was so much better. You know, I don't know if this was Tony Scott, it'd be like it would be better. But it's like if you mention Tony Scott, you are essentially canceled. No, Tony Scott is a great filmmaker. You don't get to say what is cinema and what isn't. Man on Fire is true cinema.
Because of you. You've wounded me.
Fortunately, the villain's flair for the dramatic gave Natasha an opportunity to secretly reach out to the Avengers. But if Ultron had discovered what she was doing, there was a real chance that her friends wouldn't have found her until it was too late.
Natasha! Natasha!
Bruce?
You alright?
Number 8. Natasha's old employers clone her without consent. Tales of Suspense Volume 1, issue number 104.
The new Black Widow.
But I destroyed the Red Room program.
And I brought it back.
The morally
Did I just hear a clicking sound? When I was originally recording, I had to check if there was a clicking sound.
Room program.
And I brought it back.
There is a clicking sound. I can't be the only one who hears that.
The morally bankrupt people who ran the Red Room program made tons of Black Widow clones that they intended to use as weapons.
What have you done?
After one of these Natasha copies gains all
I
the
personally
memories
grew
of
up
the
with this one
original,
as well.
she decides to take the rest of the imitators out. The good clone goes undercover as a Red Room teacher until she finally gets an opening to rebel. She's forced to fight a ton of her fellow copies solo until Hawkeye and Winter Soldier arrive to lend a hand. By the end of the story, it's unclear if the original Black Widow was even aware these clones existed. But we know that she would not approve of her likeness being used to spread more misery.
There's room for 2 of us. There's room for all of us.
I don't dare! Nowhere left to run.
Number 7. Being forced to fight her foster father. Black Widow. Deadly Origin issue number 4.
My girls.
Oh yeah, there's the origins. I remember that.
No matter what Natasha did or who she worked for, Ivan Petrovich was consistently there as her father figure. So she was genuinely hurt when she heard that he had been executed. But the situation was worse than she imagined. It turned out that Ivan faked his demise so he could manipulate her while he became a powerful robotic supervillain.
What he's done here, what he's been doing for the last few years. I mean, the scene that he left. I gotta tell you, there's a part of me that doesn't even want to find him.
Unfortunately, she had no choice but to fight her father figure for the greater good. Although Natasha kept her composure and managed to eliminate Ivan, the battle couldn't have been easy. She had to watch a loved one she thought was lost get twisted beyond recognition before dealing the final blow.
One thing's for sure. It's gonna be a hell of a reunion.
Okay.
Number 6. Black Widow is hunted by the Winter Soldier. Captain America, the Winter...
One of the best moments. Still one of the best films of the MCU, Winter Soldier. Hold on a second. Damn it. Just what I needed. Oh, I managed to make it through 10 minutes recording the video, and I'm only 5 minutes in the actual video.
Before the events of Captain America the Winter Soldier, the ruthless Winter Soldier shot Natasha just so he could get his target.
But the Winter Soldier was there. I was covering my engineer, so he shot him straight through me. Soviet slug.
He tries to eliminate her again when she teams up with Cap and gets on Hydra's bad side. Natasha has to do everything she can to stay out of Winter Soldier.
Let me just see if I can fix the settings. I hate automatic settings. I truly do. And the YouTube compression system really sucks.
Metal grip. And since he's enhanced with a version of the Super Soldier Serum, she's only able to slow him down. The Winter Soldier eventually manages to shoot her again and leave her with a wound that could have cost Natasha her life if it was left untreated.
We need to get a doctor here. We don't put pressure on that wound, she's gonna bleed out here in the truck.
In both cases, she was hurt by the relentless assassin while trying to do some good. Natasha never deserved to be attacked by the deadly villain.
She's lost at least a pint.
Maybe 2.
Let me take her.
El Russo cameo. I freaking love the Russo brothers. I mean, Cherry was a very disappointing movie. As far as that's concerned, Tom Holland is great in the lead role, especially given that it's very different from all of his other roles. Sierra Bravo, also really good. The film cinematography, mostly slow. Just let me pause here for a second. I gotta... I'm back. Yeah, okay. I must... Yeah, but... I don't know. I am hoping with the Gray Man, they sort of go back to form. Although I do know that Cherry was a passion project for the Russo brothers, so I can't deny that they wanted to do it, you know, as a passion project. And but I don't know. It's like Cherry. I feel like it was going on for too many styles at once. Hold on, I gotta handle something here. Bang. Sorry, it's because I'm still leaving my phone to charge. Let me just go back to the video. Still, love seeing the Joe cameo.
Number 5. Defeating Hawkeye so she can sacrifice her life. Avengers Endgame. Upon arriving on Vormir to get the Soul Stone...
Okay, that's it. I gotta change the settings back to, like, 780 or something. I hate this YouTube compression system. I hate it to a degree.
Hawkeye and Black Widow discover that one of them has to give up their life to pick up the cosmic item.
Yeah,
I don't want to that which you love.
I don't want to see it.
An everlasting exchange. A soul for a soul.
The heroine decides to make the ultimate sacrifice to complete the plan to restore the billions of lives that were lost. But Hawkeye argues that he should be the one to die.
I'm trying to save your life, you idiot.
Yeah, well, I don't want you to. How's that? Does you know what I've done?
Black Widow is forced to fight her closest friend in the world to keep him from losing his life. She finally triumphs in the end after she forces Hawkeye to let go of her.
Let me go.
No. Please no.
Although Black Widow knew what she was doing, giving up her life while hurting her best friend had to be unimaginably painful. Number 4. Interrogated so hard that she developed a split identity. Marvel Team Up Volume 1, number 85.
You know it's like to be unmade.
This is easily the best scene in the Avengers. At least the best looking one. At least. Though I would still fix the color palette.
You know that I do.
Spider-Man.
I think the problem is with the first Avengers movie. I know that they were trying to go for like the scale like Avatar to make it feel like a theatrical experience. I'm sorry, I prefer anamorphic. I prefer 239 scope when it's often actually scope, because I feel like you can get a lot more out of the widescreen 240-1 than you can with the normal 185. Granted, Back to the Future looks amazing in the aspect ratio, but that's because it was shot on that aspect ratio. I think maybe this is because this was the first Marvel movie that was shot fully on digital, and I think that was the worst decision they could ever make. And I know that, like, I mean, Zack Snyder still shoots film, for Christ's sake. Well, except for Army of the Dead, which was shot entirely on digital. Although, film is better. Film is a far better medium than digital, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I like digital, but... Okay, the best type of digital photography I've seen has come from Roger Deakins. They're like In Time, Skyfall, Unbroken, Sicario 1, Blade Runner 2049, which he finally won the Oscar for, and one of the best films in recent memories, 1917. Ugh. God damn it. I don't know. Again, if I was the creative consultant at Marvel Studios, probably working under, like, Louis D'Esposito, or Brad Winderbaum, or Victoria Alonso, whoever it is, I gotta really look, because I know it's Kevin Feige who's the main president. Then I also know it's Louis D'Esposito and Victoria Alonso. I gotta really figure it out. They could hire me as the creative consultant. And I'd be like, if the filmmaker says they want to shoot on film, and it's like, okay, well, you can shoot portions on film. Let's say shoot film for when it's not or do a film digital hybrid. Or if they want to shoot with anamorphic lenses, then yes. Marvel, hire me. I can help you guys. I can save you guys from being ridiculed by the goddamn media.
To be unmade.
You know that I do.
Yeah, but the first Avengers, that's where I think Infinity War and Endgame succeed better at than the first two Avengers films, because they actually shot on an updated version of the lenses that were used on movies like Ben-Hur, for example. I remember it, the Ultra Panatar lenses, which, but I mean, I just feel like Infinity War and Endgame, they have better visuals than the first two Avengers films. That's what I'm saying, at least. I know people are going to disagree, but it's like, I don't know. I know Patrick H. Williams will disagree with me, but Patrick H. Williams, I don't really listen. I don't care about his opinions on Marvel, because they're wrong. Although I do agree with him that The Fast and the Furious is great.
Spider-Man is on patrol in New York City when he notices his fellow superhero Natasha is being attacked by multiple assailants. But when he talks to her one-on-one, she insists that she's a schoolteacher named Nancy Rushman who has massive gaps in her memory. Black Widow is attacked by enemies and allies for days on end before she finally learns the truth. It turns out that she was captured by supervillains and refused to talk. So, they interrogated and tormented her so harshly for so long that she developed a split personality to protect her mind.
Will that be all, Mr. Stark? Yes.
Yes.
That will be all, Miss Rushman. Thank you very much.
I am so glad. I will say this, though. I don't know if it was the VPN or something, but I watched Iron Man 2 on Disney Plus. Thank God they did not remove the "I want one" line, because that's the most iconic quote of the movie. at least for me, because I remember hearing that Robert Downey Jr. just said that line because I heard for while they were doing tests for Scarlett as Black Widow. I think maybe it was a casting tape. I heard Downey Jr. was looking at Jon Favreau, and Jon Favreau was like watching the monitor like that, not taking his eyes off her. Like, and Robert Downey Jr. Man, Robert Downey Jr. Like, that's what made the first two Iron Mans work. Was that they I mean, even though they didn't have a completed script, they mostly there was the scene that was written on the day. And but Robert Downey Jr. and the rest of the cast and crew were able to improvise more, and it felt more naturalistic.
Seeing Natasha suffer so much for being loyal to her friends was horrific. She nearly and literally lost herself to save others.
Natasha.
I've been compromised.
Number 3, brainwashed and forced to fight her loved ones. Winter Soldier Volume 1, Issue number 12.
I know how much Barnes means to you. I really do. Stay home. You only make this worse for all of us.
While Black Widow and Bucky Barnes were working together and dating, the heroine is kidnapped by a villain named Leo Novakov. He proceeds to brainwash her and force her to fight against her boyfriend. During a climactic showdown, Hawkeye is forced to shoot her in the leg to get away from the villain. When Natasha finally gets medical attention to patch her up and undo the brainwashing, it's revealed that she no longer has any memories of Bucky. It was bad enough that she was forced to attack people against her will, but losing all the memories of someone that loved and understood her made her horrible days of brainwashing even worse.
What have I done?
You saved us.
But at what cost?
Number 2, assassinated by a warped Captain America. Secret Empire, issue number 7.
That's okay.
Oh, is that the one with Hydra? Oh god, no, it can't be.
Trust me.
After Captain America is twisted into becoming a villain named Hydra Supreme, Black Widow teams up with heroes to try and bring him down permanently. She and her fellow heroes learn that the young Miles Morales is apparently destined to strike the fatal blow. So, Natasha has the young Spider-Man locked away so he won't become a killer. But when Miles escapes and tries to fight Cap anyway, she stands in between them.
Steve, you know what's about to happen. Do you really want to punch your way out of this one?
In the heat of battle, the evil Steve ends her life with one blow. All Natasha wanted to do was prevent Miles from doing something he couldn't take back. Sadly, that noble act was only achieved after a twisted version of Cap took her life.
Can't get her back.
What?
It can't be undone. Can't.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Getting Abandoned by Bruce Banner.
No, this moment sucks.
Avengers.
So help me out.
Captain America.
I remember they made fun of that in Thor Ragnarok, and what's funny was there was although I will say that one scene here, this is the version that's in the final film, but the version in Thor Ragnarok, I think was original photography, or one of the many takes they did when they were still rearranging the film. Where she says, "We don't know where Ultron's headed." So I've noticed that.
Help me out. I need you.
Forced to go on the run after siding with Captain America. Captain America,
Yeah.
Civil War.
T'Challa told Ross what you did, so they're coming for you.
I'm not the one that needs to watch their back.
Being told to assassinate her ally Marina. Black Widow, issue number 20.
And even though they're gone, I'm still trying to be better.
Nearly assassinated after parting ways with Hawkeye. The Avengers, Volume 1, issue number 16.
She's going to get worse, way worse, but We still have a chance to save her if we act quickly.
Orphaned at a young age, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yep.
During my little hiatus, I went back to Russia and tried to find...
Oh, this was the original photography. This was the one of the many takes. The original deleted scene that's on the Blu-ray and probably on Disney Plus.
my parents. 2 little gravestones by a chain link fence.
Okay, I will say though, I am glad they kind of removed the scene, even though it's a good scene. That it kind of, you know, given how the version ends up, and I think this is still, yeah, this was the deleted scene. So yeah, from Civil War though.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Enduring training in the Red Room, Marvel Comics, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He controls the Red Room. They're manipulated. Fully conscious, but no choices.
Virtually every version of Black Widow had to endure the Red Room as a child. This Russian program was designed to train young girls to become deadly agents. While accounts differ as to what Natasha faces in the Red Room, there are some horrifying recurring events. She often gets rigorous physical punishment,
Yeah, I would have done this version if it was like slightly heightened. Like like a reversal stock. I would have given it the reversal, the color reversal process, like the same film stock that Tony Scott used in Domino. I would have done that to make this scene look a little better. But of course, Joss Whedon prefers his dull look. Meh. Meh to you, Joss Whedon. You suck, Joss Whedon. You suck.
Occasionally brainwashed and is encouraged to take innocent lives. One of the worst aspects of the Red Room is that the people in charge make it so that it's impossible or at least extremely difficult for Natasha to conceive a child.
In the Red Room, where I was trained, where I was raised, they have a graduation ceremony.
The amount of suffering she had to endure at a young age is terrible to imagine. Natasha was forced to become a deadly assassin before she understood that it would lead to a lifetime of pain.
We have to go back to where it all started, so they never do that to anyone again.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Alright, yeah. There's a lot of stuff. Sorry, it just takes so long to end. It's just the frame rate. Should I? I can't zoom in, but right here it always goes down a notch, and I can't change the settings. I really can't. I have tried so much to change the settings on these videos that it's unbearable. I can't do a damn thing about it. Often things to remember before seeing Black Widow. Just double check. I've got a YouTube notification. Oh, it's a Watch Mojo video I don't really have a care in the world for. Thank you. Alright, so let me see. Beast mode. America's ass. Obviously. Where is it? 1 week ago. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I only have like one more Black Widow video to do. It's a better one than the one we got to see here. But hey, So yeah, I'm gonna leave a link to the original video down below. Link to my Instagram, link to WatchMojo. Go check them out. Thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified. Godspeed, and take care.